Hello, it's Adedoyin Jaiyesimi here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about a topic. I don't know if it's controversial or it's not controversial, but I feel like it's something that needs to be emphasized, and it's this over-reliance on templates. In the last 2-3 years and over the course of running the Comms Avenue, a question that I get a lot and I see a lot within our community is, hey guys, I'm looking for an influencer engagement template. I'm looking for a stakeholder management template. I'm looking for that template and that template. And when I go ahead to engage the people, because even sometimes the template that these people are asking for, I have to ask, what exactly are you trying to do? And what exactly do you want to achieve? So when they respond, almost always, I would say to them, you're not looking for a template. A template is not what you need. You need to know the steps. You need to know the process. You need to know the things that you need to do to get these results that you want to get. And a template, not one template, is going to give you that. And they have to then go back and they're like, oh wow, some still go ahead to find some templates and they don't get the results and they're wondering why. So I just thought to do this video to educate on templates and frameworks, how to use templates. I'm not saying templates are bad. I use templates. The beginning of my career, templates were lifesavers. But there is a way to use templates. If you do not understand the frameworks, if you do not understand the underlying principles that guide whatever activity or whatever it is that you want to do, there is no templates that can help you. So that's really why I thought, let me talk about this today. I'll start by saying or telling you the difference between a template and a framework. A template gives you the what. Think about it in terms of format. So if I use a press release template, for example, you can get a press release template and it would show you exactly how your press release should be ordered in terms of your headline, your opening paragraph, your quote, the boilerplate, and your sign off. All of those things, it gives you the structure, but it does not tell you how your headline should be crafted. How in your opening paragraph you need to put the who, the what, the when. You need to put, there's some essential details that need to go into that paragraph that the template may not tell you about. It will not tell you how to make your press release attractive to the people that you're pitching to. It will not tell you how to even tailor it to whoever. So I have a video on YouTube where there is a template attached, and if I share a template, I would usually tell you the how, and that's what frameworks do. So frameworks show you the how. So I would show you how to use it. The how is the principles. The how is the theory that underlies this thing that you want to do, and it's very, very important for you to know it. The second thing is that templates are not one size fits all. And I think this is the biggest mistake I see people make. So you call me Adedoyin, I'm looking for, someone said something one time. She's looking for a template for a government organization that was doing one. And I'm like, you're not going to find this template because this thing that you're doing is highly specialized to your context. It is highly specialized to your organization. You're not going to find a template that will do that for you. And don't make a mistake of implementing a template you've used before for another context and scenario. That's where you're going to get the wrong result. Templates are generic by nature, but frameworks are universal. Once you know the strategic communications framework, for example, you can apply it whether you work in the development sector, whether you work in the health sector, but templates do not work in the same way. And please don't make that mistake when you're using templates. And I will tell you the best way to use templates. Another difference for me is that templates give you some sort of checklist. So for example, if you send me a communication strategy template, I know that, okay, I need to put my audience profiling, I need to put this, I need to put that. However, if you bring me the template and the first thing that I see in that template is communication objectives, because I have an understanding of the framework, I know that this template is not it. So templates give you a checklist. Okay, you're doing an event, so event communication template, for example, you know, okay, take, have I done this? But because, like I said, it's not a one size fits all things. There are things that will not be in that template that you will need for your particular event because it is very contextual. And the reverse case is that there will be things in that template that will not be useful for you because, again, it's context agnostic. But frameworks, on the other hand, they help you to ask the right questions. Again, once you know the stakeholder management framework, once you know the framework for brand strategy, you're able to ask the right questions that will lead you to the answers and the results that you want to achieve. So I hope you can see the differences between a template and a framework. And I really wanted to separate the two of them so that you can see that a lot of times what you're looking for is understanding the framework, not just a template. And let me give you an example, practical example from my experience. So before 2020, I mean, you all know that I was winging it in my communications career. I was learning on the go, learning from peers. There were things that I did, and my winging it is not like I was, oh, I don't know, and then I'll just do rubbish. No, I will learn from my peers. I will call my peers. I will go on Google. I'll do all of that. And I remember I did a brand strategy for a client, and I think I did a number. And the results were good. They were good. But when I went to IE and I did my master's and we had a course on branding, hey, I was like, let me tell you, one thing that master's taught me is that, first of all, there was things that I was already doing that I learned the principle. I learned the way to do them, the real original way to do them. So there was some sort of validation. There were now things that I was doing. I was like, yeah, Adedoyin. What have you been doing all this while? Branding was one of those things. When we went through the brand strategy framework, how to build a brand, by the time I finished in 2021, in 2022, I now got a rebranding brief. Even me, when I was done, it was very thorough. The client was totally impressed. I got phone calls from people to say, I heard from this person that you handled this rebranding. It was so good. It was so great. The difference was that the ones that I used to do before I understood what the framework was, it was very copy and paste, plug and play. Again, template mindset. And it was not, so some of those brands, for example, looking at it now, the brand still exists, but it did not take into consideration the future, the bigger picture, because I was just focused on, okay, this is what this brand wants to do, this is what this brand wants to achieve. However, the refresh that I did, or the rebranding that I did, one of the rebranding, because I've done a number, this one, like, I've seen them create verticals with that same brand because we anticipated certain things. We went deep into the framework, into the strategy. There's the alignment. Oh my God, this is not me trying to help myself, but I just want to show you that frameworks are powerful. When you understand the framework, when you master the framework, you don't even need a template. And that's the thing. Right now in my career as a consultant, I have templates that I create for myself for individual clients and individual briefs. And let me tell you something, I don't use the same templates that I use for one client. So a client comes to me in January for a reputation management brief, and then December, maybe they come back for something else. I have to start all over again. I have to understand, okay, what is the issue? What are the problems? What are the principles here? What frameworks apply in this particular scenario before I then decide what way to go forward? Yeah, so there are templates that I customize for each brief, and it comes from that understanding of frameworks. So some of you may now be like, okay, Adedoyin, we've heard you. How can we begin to leverage frameworks? The thing about frameworks, honestly, you have to learn it. It is not something that you would master intuitively. There are bits of it you may already be doing, but the framework itself, the entirety of it, how do you get from A to B? How do you get from the organization has this problem to this is the solution? Our audience, there's this gap. How do we get from there to the end result? You have to learn it. Crisis communications, for example, you want to learn how to create a proper crisis communication strategy. You have to learn it. You cannot wing it. And in crisis, it's very costly to be winging it. So you have to learn it. Please go for training. You can start off by reading books. Follow the experts and read books. I love books and I learn a lot from books. Buy good books in the subject area of what it is that you're trying to do. In the key competence area, I did a video on competencies in communications. Buy good books. Go for training. Shola Abulu has 1-day training. She has a strategic communications course coming up at the end of this September. I think there's another one maybe in October. Register for it. I did the course last year, and I even learned some new frameworks that I did not even know. That's why I will forever be a lifelong learner. We have our strategic communications course at the Comms Avenue where you will learn. It's 5 weeks of diving deep into frameworks. And for every person that takes that course, the results, the change, the transformation, and they're like, wow, this thing is thorough, this thing, it's a process, but I can see the difference in my results. Some of you may need to go for a master's if you can afford it. I don't have any regrets for doing that master's at IE Business School. In fact, I still refer to some of the things, whether it's on internal communications, how do you communicate change, those processes, those frameworks, I still go back to them because they are important. And that's something that we need in our profession. I studied law, and in law, for example, if you want to establish a crime, it cannot be on vibes. You cannot say, okay, this person stabbed somebody, that person is in for murder. No, there is a process. What was the actus reus, the actual stabbing? What is the mens rea? What was the intent? That needs to be established. Then you will now look at the statute. What does the statute say? Then there will be mitigating factors. Is this person a first-time offender? Is this person a young person? Was this person aggravated? Was this self-defense? Then you have to know, for example, if there is a civil case, it's a criminal case, the defense, do we need to prove on a balance of probabilities, or we need to show beyond reasonable doubt that this person is not guilty? So you don't see lawyers just say, okay, we feel like, they go back to the books. And we need that. I find communications people, we don't have things that we refer to, and I hope that we will have a communications manual or Bible, things that puts together all of these frameworks. But as we do not have it now, please go and learn it. What are the key things that you do in your job? You're creating comm strategy, you're managing stakeholders, you're interfacing with internal stakeholders, that's internal communications, you are doing crisis management, you're doing media relations. Please, please, please go and study and master the underlying frameworks. Now, I promised you that I would tell you how to use templates. This is how to use templates. When you're very clear on what it is that you want to do, what are the outcomes, you will now go and, so what I do is I will research on Google. So if I can give an example of a recent brief that I did on messaging. So I was looking for a template that will allow me to put together, to present the messaging in a way that will communicate to different stakeholders. Now there is a framework for creating your messaging. It's called the message house. One of the frameworks is the message house. There's the roof, there's the body, and there's the foundation. If you don't know these things, you'll have to go and learn. Now, how do I present it? So I went to look for different frameworks. So I will Google key messaging templates. And if you Google key messaging templates, a lot of the message houses will come up. So I'll say, okay, do I like the structure of this key message house, or do I like the way these people put it in this word? And I now get the one that suits what it is that I want to achieve. You have to be very, very, very clear on what you want to achieve. Then you will now find a template or get a template that will help you to achieve that thing, either in terms of the format, either in terms of how you present. And like I said before, for me, I don't just use one template. I would research. Sometimes I look at 10 different templates and I get out the bits and bobs that is useful for me and I create something new. Because templates, again, they are not a one-size-fits-all thing. So that is how you should be using templates. We want to do influencer engagement, influencer management. We want to measure the impact of our influencers. Okay, what are the key things that we need to know? The kind of influencer, their followers, we want to know their reach. So you put all of that together. So when you go and research, you're looking for templates that would help you to pull out those information in a way that you can project or track at the end of the day. Same thing with media relations, whatever template it is that you're looking for. If you don't understand what it is that you want to achieve, what are the key things that need to be in that plan or whatever it is that you're creating, a template is not going to help you. So as they say in debates or during debates, I hope that I have convinced you that over-relying on templates is not doing you any good in your career. Prioritize mastering frameworks, and then templates will now become a support tool that helps you, so you don't have to create certain things from scratch. A template has already helped you to build the format, and you will now begin to insert the important information. But please Please don't rely on templates as the answer to the solutions that your client or your organization wants. It will not work. Okay. As always, if you have questions about this, or if there are things you want me to explain, please feel free to leave a comment and I would answer, or send me an email. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.